there. This is Celi Chapman, your host for today's Black Actress Hangout. I love the whole round of applause thing. Don't judge me. I hope you guys are excited as I am that season 2 is officially out for Black Actress. If you haven't checked it out, then you're living under a rock. Catch season 1 and season 2 on YouTube at Andrea Lewis's webpage, which we will tweet out. And if you want to ask us questions during live Hangout today, make sure you hashtag Black Actress Hangout on the Twitter handle so we can get all those questions out to you guys. So I just want to give a quick shout out to everyone we have on the panel today. I want to introduce our director, editor, producer, William Alex. You know I like that. We're going to give everybody rounds of applause if y'all don't mind. Also, we're going to introduce the writer, producer, creator that we love so much, Andrea Lewis. And then, you know, we had to bring the cast up here because we love them so much. We have Allison Edwards in the house, aka, you know, the crazy best friend that we love, Izzy. And of course, you know, last but not least, because the girls be talking about him all the time, we got Romeo in the house, but his real name is Rob Vincent, for those who don't know. So that's everybody, guys. We got him here in the house. Again, make sure to hashtag Black Actress out there. But if you guys are wondering why I'm even here on the Hangout, I'm Celi, aka Celi's Hangout. I do these hangouts on, you know, somewhat of a consistent basis, and we've had Miss Black Actress on the show last year when season 1 was out. So I'm so happy to host this hangout with you guys. So let's talk about season 2, shall we, guys? Like, what's going on? Let's talk to the creator first and just talk about what the transition has been for you from season 1 to season 2.
Okay, well, for one, change in season. Last season, season 1, was a little warmer. We started season 2 in a colder weather, but it is kind of picking up where we left off. We had the last season we left off on Corey getting news of a big audition, getting a call back, and as well getting some news from Romeo and his interest in her despite her crazy. So this is really where we pick up, and we see Corey now back in the business, but figuring out the business of acting and not necessarily, like, you know, getting her feet wet anymore, but now she's in it, and like, how does she navigate through this world with, you know, auditions and agents and being herself, and where does she want to go? Who does she want to be? What kind of success is she looking for? Is she looking for mega stardom? Is she looking to just be able to pay her bills? What is it that she wants? This is where we're taking season 2, and this is where we're starting.
Ooh, exciting stuff. But speaking of season 2, I mean, we have like a whole new lineup. One of the things I think that a lot of folks really just love about the show is the testimonials / confessionals is what I like to call them, at the beginning and at the end. And season 2 kicked off with Amber Riley from Glee, which we love. How do you go about getting these phenomenal Black actresses on your show?
Well, it's a mix of things. I've been very fortunate and blessed in my life to have had a long career in the acting industry, so I do know a lot of actresses. I do know just a lot of people in general in the entertainment industry who I can reach out to for a favor, or just tell them, or just are simply in support of the show and what it is that I'm doing. And so the interviews kind of go about like that, whether it is I'm friends with their publicists, or I happen to know them personally, or I know them through another actress who's my friend and who supports the show and who gets everything that I'm trying to do. So it's all been very organic, all of the interviews, and bringing them on board has been just a really simple and easy process. And they love, you know, the concept of the show because it is about a Black actress. All of them can relate to the story of Corey and what she's going through. And at the same time, they all have such interesting and creative stories to tell when it comes to their own careers that, you know, who doesn't love to give advice and talk about their own history. So it's usually very easy for them to say yes. And then the real challenge is just kind of scheduling and making sure that we have the time to get as many of the actresses that we want on the show.
And you talked about seasons changing, but then also directors changing. William, you went from being the editor in season 1 to now being the director in season 2. Can you talk about what that change has been like for you?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I got really close to Andrea during season 1 because we were talking so much. And so, you know, we just started talking about the show and all the moments. And then, you know, when they decided to have me come on as director, I feel like I just wanted, me and Andrea were always looking for the funnies, the awkward moments and laughing really hard. And so I think that you'll see that rub off a little bit in this season.
And is there a specific, like, because, you know, some people would say, well, hey, you know, it's a black actress show, but it's not a black actress directing it. What do you think the male POV does for this story?
Wow, we're getting deep, huh, Celi?
Go there, y'all. Got to go there.
Well, I think one of Andrea's aesthetics was that, you know, she wanted to celebrate all these beautiful black women. And I definitely agreed with her in that, and just seeing, you know, how they can be, you know, take black out of it. They're just women. And, you know, they're commenting on the business, they're dealing with the business, it's coming out in funny ways. And I think that me being the director, as, you know, as a black male, black person, black artist, I definitely could relate to all the stories. And so I think it's definitely, you know, that's a big part of it.
I mean, I think it's awesome to have the male POV only because then it shows that there are black men celebrating black women. So we want to give a shout out to that. And I want to talk to the cast, Allison and Rob, who are on the show. You know, what was it like when Andrea first approached you about this project? What did you think? Like, what was that all about? Did you automatically say yes, or did you have to think about it?
I think, oh no, go Rob.
No. Go ahead, please. I was laughing.
You're already up there. I think I was excited, but I was also like, are you sure you have the right girl? So I was definitely not apprehensive about the project, but more about, okay, this girl is, she's crazy. Okay, this is going to be amazing. So I was very excited about it, and especially talking to Andrea about, you know, what Will was saying, wanting to celebrate black women, wanting to celebrate black actresses, being able to help tell that story I was really excited to do it.
And Rob?
Yeah, for myself, I was greatly honored that she asked me to be a part of this, because I guess when I read the script, I was like, oh, this is like legit, and this is like crazy funny, crazy dope writing, and I was like, wow, like, I knew Andrea was talented as an actress, as a singer, but I had no idea she had this skill with writing. And I was like, oh, for sure, I'm about this life. Like, let's do this right now. And then when I was like, where did this character come from, Romeo? And she was like, oh, he's got a lot of you in there. I had you in mind. I was like, oh, really? So like, and that's a fun aspect of being able to play a character that's, you know, that I can easily tap into, and that I actually kind of want to be more like. He's hella cool. But no, I was all about it, and it was at a point where I also was looking for other ways of finding work, you know, and web series to me have like seemed to be at that point the new forefront of, you know, technology, and for outlets for actors to get out there, and writers and producers and directors. And I was just like so about it to work with Andrea. So yeah.
It's the new wave, y'all. Like, seriously. But the real question is, like, for all of us who love it, obsess over it, I was just texting Andrea earlier today, like, I'm so mad that it's been so long from season 1 to season 2. I'm getting my stuff confused. But what is a day in the life on set for black actors? Like, I want to hang with y'all. Like, especially Corey and Izzy. Like, y'all turn up is everything. Like, I want to be at a 90s party with you guys all day. So tell me what it's like to be on set with you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Cameras were rolling when Offset,
Yes.
like behind the scenes, man, like, we're just as crazy, maybe crazier.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
a lot. There's a
might be
lot of
crazy.
laughter.
It's fun though. I mean, I think the best thing about being on set is that everybody wants to have fun. I've heard Will say this a few times, is that everybody is genuinely trying to have as much fun as possible. So it's kind of like, you know, like waking up and going to school or something like that, and these are like your classmates. Like, we're all wanting to have a good time, but at the same time, there's a level of professionalism amongst everybody. Like, everybody wants the best product, everybody's looking to give the best performance, everybody's on their P's and Q's. So honestly, I can say this not just because it's my show, but it's the best set I've ever been on, ever.
And Will, as a director, like, do you have a hard time getting them to, all right, y'all, settle down, you're having too much fun? Like, what, you gotta wrangle the troops? What goes on?
I mean, I definitely have to wrangle the troops about as much as they have to wrangle me, because I like to have fun too, and I like to joke, and so sometimes I can get out of hand too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one take I cursed out the planes when we have to hold for planes.
Yeah.
I encourage bad behavior. I let them do whatever they want, go crazy. I give random notes. I tell people secrets.
And for those who haven't seen the show is filmed in New York City. Andrea, is there a particular reason why you decided to shoot in New York versus LA or even Toronto?
Okay, well, yeah, so for people that might not know, I'm from Toronto. I used to live you know, put your gun fingers up. Yeah, I used to live in LA, and I moved to New York, but I was inspired to create it in New York. My experience in New York just freed me up as an artist, to be quite honest with you. I just finally found myself when I moved to New York, and was confident enough in myself to put this out and to take this leap of faith and decide to do something a little more than just acting or just, you know, going on auditions. I was very frustrated with that. Mind you, my whole life I've never believed that I was going to be the kind of actress that just like went on auditions and booked. I don't know, for some reason when I was 12 years old, I was like, that's not the way for me. I just can feel it. And so finally when I got to New York, I just had that courage. And as well, it's a show, like I said, to highlight Black women and, you know, people of color, period. And I find in New York, specifically Brooklyn, where I'm most inspired to have the show, I think that's a place for a Black woman. I think Black women in Brooklyn get to be themselves. You see all kinds of hair, all kinds of style, all kinds of bodies, all kinds of personalities, and that's not, you know, that's not something you see all the time. And so I knew for Black actors that was the vibe I wanted for it. That was the theme of it, and I thought, why not do it in Brooklyn? So I'm really strict about it being in Brooklyn. Like, of course, I could probably fake it in Toronto. I could probably fake it in LA. I could probably fake it in a lot of places. I just want it to be so authentic to New York. So I pack up my kitties and I bring them to New York, and then we shoot it.
Yay! Well, we all
Put us in the same
backdrop.
like
I think it really speaks to the whole Black actress hustle, the pavement. It's definitely a whole different vibe out here in LA. So I think really speaking about the Black actress struggle, I think the backdrop of New York, the city that never sleeps, is an awesome thing to do. And speaking of the show, season 1, we left off with seeing, you know, Romeo and Corey, you know, we get to see them as actors in acting class. And then in season 2, I'm not going to give it away for those who haven't seen episode 1 yet, but we see them in a different setting together. And we actually have a fan question from Corey. I want to make sure I get his name correctly, but I think it's Corey Benjamin on Twitter, and he wants to know if, let's make sure I got it, will Corey allow Romeo to distract her from her acting goals?
Ooh.
Ooh, he's concerned.
Good question.
Yeah, he really wants to know, are you going to let this man get in the way of your career?
You know what, I don't. She sort of does, but sort of doesn't. Something's going to happen, I think, that's just going to put a lot of things career-wise into perspective for her. And I won't say. But this is the thing too with being an actor. You kind of need a love life. Like, you need a man. You need to date. Even if your dating sucks, you need to date, because those experiences are very important. The biggest thing with being an actor is you gotta live. Like, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because that's like a whole. You need to have other stuff going on in your life that help to inform you, that help to keep you busy, that help,
Otherwise, you're just like in your head all the time. So, like, you're like, does anybody like me? How do I go on dates? And so Corey needs to date, even if she's awkward and nuts. That's where it's like he distracts her, but at the same time he can kind of inspire her. And so the Romeo-Corey relationship, it's gonna move like this a bit, but it'll be okay.
Well, I think we're all definitely excited to see what happens. Shout outs to Cedric for your awesome question. Sorry for the mix-up on your name. But I want to, speaking of relationships and distractions, since we do have the confessionals up there, and now we see so much diversity on television. We have so many black women right now. Viola Davis, Kerry Washington. I mean, Taraji P. Henson with Empire. I mean, we're really now starting to be at the forefront of television. We're changing the game in a particular way. But as women, I think one of the struggle is that balance, career, love, and home life. How do you balance it all, being a good wife or a good girlfriend, a mother, and being on set all day? And so, I just wanted to speak to that for the women, Andrea and Allison, how you guys feel about making that work. How do you balance, and what does seeing now more women on television say for you about what you can do with your careers?
I think it's constantly a juggling act. I think it's possible to have it all, but you also have to come into it. You can't go into it thinking you're going to be Martha Stewart and like everything's going to be awesome, and you have your apron and your hair will be done, and this, like, you have to juggle. These things will happen if you want them to happen, because for some people, there's some things that they're like, fine, I'm just going to put that aside and go straight for this. So if you want it all, you just have to know the way that you can accept it, and not always, because you can have all those things and constantly be beating yourself up because you don't feel like you're doing well enough here or doing well enough there. You have to give yourself grace, I think, to kind of fumble and maybe fall off a little bit here, but constantly keep working towards it. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think you also have to be willing to sacrifice and understand that it's going to be a sacrifice. The women that I know who are successful moms, they're successful wives, and successful actresses, something's got to give. They might not always be able to be at the school functions or, doing everything that they want to do as a mother because they're working. Or it's the other, right. Maybe they don't work as often because they're raising kids. So I think you just have to be very willing to do that. You have to understand that. And another thing is, too, it's like, everybody that's on my Facebook that I went to high school with is like married and like on baby number 2. Like everybody.
Right.
And like I'm there like, so here's my chips. It'll taste good. Like I've got a web series. Hope you watch it. Like I'm like, this is my kid. So I think that's just something that I've had to just, that's a sacrifice. It's like, I'm not gonna be Mrs. Young ass mommy in the kindergarten class. Probably gonna have my kid when I'm 60, but that's what I'm committed to instead. So that's my real life.
The 6-year-old baby. Good. Good.
I mean, and even touching in this subject in particular, we do have a question from the Black media on Twitter saying, will this series dig deeper into the terrible race inequalities in entertainment?
Yeah, this season we're getting more into, I think, the real challenges that Black actresses face in terms of the roles or the popularity of us right now. In the first episode, Sandy the agent says to Corey, that she has a big audition because somebody is specifically looking for a Black girl, and right now, Black girls are hot. Like, so there is now, you might go on more auditions, you might get into more casting rooms, but you know, are they booking us? Are they not? Or are they just kind of going with the trend? I think that's just something as entertainers, especially of entertainers of color, that you kind of have to juggle on a regular basis. Is this just a trend? Are we just in another 10-year stretch? Are we about to just have like a whole heap of shows about us and then be a dry spell for the next 5 years after that? We don't know. We just got to play the waiting game and kind of go with it and hope that it picks up. But we will see Corey kind of deal with that a little bit more. And when it comes to the actual acting business and her own insecurities and just having to, what's hot, what's not. When I was growing up in the entertainment, you know, doing commercials and television as a little kid, there really was like, sometimes it was hot to be a black girl. Sometimes it was hot to have curly hair. Sometimes it really wasn't. There was trends, and as sad and weird as that may sound to your average person, that's just something that black actors have to deal with that really I don't think any other race has to deal with, to be honest, in the acting world.
Yeah, can I add to that? It's interesting because it does seem like a trend, and it's scary because it's great, but it's also scary because it's like, all right, when it phases out, are we gonna be like left to like hang on for dear life for work, black actors? And because for the last 5 or 6 years since I've been in LA, there has been like no representation up until the last year and a half or maybe 2. No, it's been a year that you've seen this transition into like black shows or black leading actors and actresses like running shows. But I mean, it's a great time for us, but it's like hopefully we get to the point where when those 5 or 6 years when we weren't really in the forefront and we weren't in the mix, that we have creators like Andrea and Issa Rae's that are like, all right, getting creative and doing stuff for themselves, so that once we can help perpetuate us not being a trend and start creating for ourselves, and is maintaining a level of we should be at the same, you know, on the same game level as everybody else, contending for the same amount of shows and the same amount of like exposure in the entertainment industry. So I think what happened when it did fall off, it just inspired us to get more creative, which we always have had to do as people of color, is get creative and create our own music, our own style, our own genres.
And find a way in.
Exactly. So that's why I think this is great that we have a show like Black Actress and, you know, the other people who created things on their own, which will keep us afloat, you know, in case it does fall off a little bit. We still have our ways, and we'll still have our things that we can do to maintain. So it's exciting. It's good. It's a good thing.
I mean, it's a great thing that we always understand, I believe, just like in the time where there were so many black-owned businesses, there were, you know, black entrepreneurs and CEOs, it's important for us to have our own stuff that no one can take away from us, which is why I love this whole way.
Black Actress and, you know, the other people who created things on their own, which will keep us afloat, you know, in case it does fall off a little bit. We still have our ways, we still have our things that we can do to maintain. So it's exciting. It's good. It's a good thing.
I mean, it's a great thing that we always understand, I believe, just like the time where...
Brian, are you watching it somewhere as well?
Brian's watching it at the same time. So I just muted it. Sorry, Brian. I had to mute you because, yeah.
I love Brian's picture.
That's
the best picture, Brian.
I will turn him back on when I feel like he doesn't have me on echo. I don't like hearing my own voice sometimes. Anyway, I think that's why it's important for us to have our own stuff that no one can take away, because the wave of the web series, it gives us a sense of, you know, pride and control and power in a way that I really appreciate, which is why I'm such a fan of shows like Black Actress, because it's a way of the black power coming back, and that's really important. And speaking of power, I think I've talked about this on shows on Celi's Hangout about actors not always feeling powerful. And Rob, you touched upon that just a little bit about, you know, when you don't see your own representation and you think it's just a phase, you get scared that that power will be taken away. So as Romeo and Izzy on the show, you guys are like Corey's right and left to a certain extent. The circle of her world is really contingent around the two of you. So where would you like your characters to go for season 2? Like, where would you hope to see Romeo and Izzy transform as actors?
I think for Izzy, I think she's a hilariously wild girl, and she loves to have fun, but she's also very smart. There's wisdom that comes through. Every once in a while, she'll drop some kernels. So I think I would love for her to maybe roll into that a little bit more. Roll into maybe some, like, I know she's working at the hair salon, just kind of seeing a bit more of her kind of business spirit as well. As much as she's this crazy girl and this wild girl and she's kind of figuring things out, I'd love to see her kind of find a little bit more focus on someone who isn't 12, maybe. But yeah, something like that. But I love playing her, and she's so much fun. So yeah.
Well, Andrea, come true? Are we gonna see some of Izzy's serious?
Maybe.
Work?
I mean,
will I wear a suit? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, right. Will she have a job? That's the real question.
Will she have a job?
How does she make money? Well, Izzy is inspired by my real life best friends and just their fun and the wildness that they really do bring to my life. And yeah, I think Allison just gave her the perfect description. Allison knows a lot of my friends, so my friends really are pretty wild, but they're very smart girls who want to get their stuff together. But to be quite honest with you, and this is just like, I guess, behind the scenes tidbit, this show is based on a time in my life. So yeah, she'll get a job when she turns 28. So, you know, like she'll just
I think kind of in that place
eventually. But right now, I think
a good time.
Yeah, Izzy kind of is, to me, is the representative of the person that is just having fun. That just, you know, they're not stressing. And could you imagine if you had two friends, like Corey, Mrs. like stressed about everything, with Izzy like also being stressed? Oh my God, I wouldn't even want to know that. So, yeah.
You just changed my answer a bit, Andrea.
Really?
Well,
Go say it.
Well, I'm gonna say my original answer, but I'm gonna base my second little situation off what you just said. But I think we're already kind of seeing really quickly how much Romeo is transitioning from Mr. Cool guy to he's a bit he's showing us some colors that you wouldn't necessarily expect Mr. Suave Ladies Man Romeo to have. You kind of see him uneasy when he gets approached by that, his maybe ex situation or, in the bar. So definitely, which is kind of cool for me because that's the more of me coming out. The bit of crazy, the bit loose cannon, the bit of awkward situations of Romeo that are coming out, which is cool. But when you said this is, Andrea, that this is based on a part of your life, I mean, is Romeo gonna drop an album or something? Or am I gonna be able to like throw up? I don't know if this is a part of your life that you're talking about, but is this based on somebody that maybe?
That's the thing. Rob has been my friend for a really long time. We'll have to see how these characters go, okay?
Oh gosh, that'd be so amazing.
We just have to see where they go.
We could go to a CD release party.
Yeah, we could go to a CD release party and just turn up.
It's so funny because we had like a great question online from Cedric. No, actually from Black Media again. Will there be a spin-off Black actors with the same concept but for men? So maybe Romeo will have like his own show.
Wow, Romeo's like.
That's funny. I want to do spin-offs. I want to do like, Asian actors and Latina actors, and I want to do like multiple spin-offs, at least even if it's just specials, because I think there's relatability amongst just being an actor, period. Doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, to be quite honest with you. We can all see it. And yeah, I think Black male actors totally have like this very strange world of like, the level of masculinity that they have to have and intimidation and not. And they have the same issues as women when it comes to like the light skin, dark skin. Like they got a lot of the same.
And body type and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, body type, how fine do you got to be? Yeah. Like
too fine for this role. You need to be like,
you're really too fine. I feel
You
like
need to
Rob.
look more good. You need to be more thuggy. What? Jay-Z it up. I heard that before. Can you Jay-Z it up? I'm like, what? Jay-
You be a little more ghetto.
Yeah.
Just a little.
I need
I
a
had
little
that
bit more thug from
issue.
you.
I started out as an actor, and I had that issue a lot. I would go in for these thug roles and be like, "This couldn't be any more not me." I don't know why. I'm having a hard time finding roles that I can actually pull off, and that's not like a street criminal. And so I was like, "Wow, I want to direct. I know it's a strength of mine, and I want to be able to tell stories now because I need one for myself."
Exactly.
You gotta take it by the reins and take control. And what I really appreciate about season 1 is when I saw Tatiana Ali up there, because I've been following her career for a really long time, and she's a Black Latina actress, and she's been on interviews about that struggle of what it is to be a Black woman who's technically Latina and speaks the language. And so actually someone online, Peter Crespo, asked, would you ever make Black actors global and have interviews with Black actresses from other countries? And so that's someone who technically already plays that dual line, but I think that's another issue to tackle. I'm not Spanish enough in the industry, but then again, am I Black enough? And what does that really mean? And so there are all kinds of things that as Black women, Black actresses, we deal with, So I think.
Oh yeah, that's definitely, and I mean that's also like, and I've had that conversation as well with Tatiana about just being, technically not African American. Like we're both have parents that are immigrants and coming from Caribbean household. Like those things are just very important to who you are as a person, to your upbringing, period. And yes, you are Black. Your experience is that of a Black person, but you really might not see a representation of yourself on television. I didn't watch any shows where I grew up and I saw a West Indian family, or just what that looks like on TV. I never saw that. But so this is why when it comes to Black actors, it's very fun for me to throw in little bits of here and there of my own culture and my own experience. And with all of the projects, I think that we're developing, period, within my production company, Jungle Wild, is kind of, those are the fun parts for us, is how can we make this something that people have never seen? It's like, just like where's stories around Ethiopian women or stories around Black Latinas and people that really don't get to be to have the shine on TV. And yeah, that's I think the interesting thing with Black actors, and I would like to do that as even more in every way possible, because that's something that's been very important to me my whole life.
Right. It's so funny. Folks are saying they want Romeo and Corey to get married. That we need more positive Black couples
Amazing.
on display. So I mean, we out here.
Hey,
We out here.
you have a
Love,
wet.
But I mean, I mean, the fans, they're gonna want certain things. But I just want. I mean, I know we can hang all day, and soon we'll have to wrap up the hangout. But I want to ask you guys, like, what was like your favorite moment of filming, or one of your favorite episodes, and why? Like, talk to us about that.
There was so many, especially.
I know.
There was so many. I mean, season 2, like we said, every day. I mean, we lived in the same house both seasons, so it was like we went to bed not together in the same bed. But
Wait a minute.
we wrapped in the house, we shot in the house, and then it was like a after party. But I mean, every scene it was always so funny and so, I don't know, like I would say season 2 as a whole was just, it was bomb. The place we stayed in was bomb. So I just think the whole experience. It was last minute, but we all got it together, like Andrea said, and like was on our game when it was time to perform. But then we were also like had a great family time at the end. And we'd be up really late to like, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the morning, and have to turn around and be on set, in a couple hours. And we always just turned it on when we had to. And that to me was just a great experience as an actor, and just to have that with people I love, and people I want to work with. So that was the best part for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the whole thing. Honestly, I like the whole,
Every moment.
the whole thing. It's like it's literally like a dream. So I have no. It's so hard for me to pick one moment because I'm so happy the whole time. So I don't know. I like that. I like the whole thing. Like honestly, I just wish that I ate better. I always eat crazy while we're filming because I'm just so excited that I feel like it's a party. So that's how I feel.
Especially the fried fish across the street.
Listen, that was so good.
Yes, every night fish.
So good. I think I'm with Andrea. It was all just so fun, and all just like it's being in a family, and it was almost just as fun to be in the scene as it was to watch the scene. So to be back and watching Romeo and Corey go on their date, to watch some other things that are happening, like it was just as much fun watching as it was being part of it. But I think season 1 was probably, the house party, and I think tomorrow on Thursday's episode, I think might be some of my favorite moments for season 2. I think. So make sure you watch it.
Yes, Thursday, everyone, make sure you tune in to YouTube. If you don't know and you've been living under a rock, please make sure you go to Andrea Lewis's page on YouTube and catch up on Black Actress. We also have on the show, and we'll jump in as well and talk about any favorite moments that you have, but we have the co-producer of Black Actress on the show with us. Mr. Ryan Walker's here. We had some technical difficulties at first, but we got you. You're here.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. Oh, great. It's good to be here.
Welcome for hanging. So, tell us about your involvement getting Jungle Wild and how it is to be a part of Black Actress for you.
No, of course. I'm extremely excited. I think I hooked up with Andrea back in 2011, and really just started, brainstorming really creative ideas and ways that we could obviously, portray our own stories. I think obviously I connected through her through one of her good friends, Jabari, and I used to produce his show and kind of help to, establish her digital presence over the years as much as possible. And, since then we've just been kind of figuring out how we can create a voice for all the content creators we have on the team, like Will, like Michael, all of the guys, Rob, everyone. We just want to have a place where, people can come and tell their story and not have to run into a studio exec or, other barriers to get content out in this industry. I work here in Los Angeles at a couple major production companies, and it's difficult for African Americans to get in the building because there's not enough of us in the building already. And so this is, for us, a way to build our own building. So.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. So, if you can tell me a little bit about exactly Jungle Wild, what it is. I know that we have Brittany Coleman checking in on Twitter and wanted to know if there are other web projects in mind. So are you and Andrea getting together in this little bubble and like Frankenstein's doctor creating some new monsters for everyone? Like, what's going on?
That's exactly what it looks like. It looks like we're creating stuff. We are.
With a name like Wild, I'm thinking some wild stuff is coming out of the factory.
Well, that's just me. I'm a wild girl. I like wild things. So, but we are developing some more projects and expanding this empire as much as possible. Like Brian said, this cast and the team that we have with Will and with even everybody that's a part of Jungle Wild, all of our other crew. I love these people and I believe in them so much, and so we want to do more projects. We want to do as much as possible that highlights not only my own story but everybody's stories, and develop this stuff and just get the name out there with Jungle Wild Productions and what we're doing for young people, for people of color, for just for diversity on a whole and the projects that we're really excited about. So this is going to be a big year for the production company on a whole. Besides just season 2 of Black Actress, we're going to be releasing more shows and projects, and yeah, you know, doing a big takeover just in these streets.
You gotta be in these streets. Yes. But I know a lot of folks who are fans of the show have asked around, like, how can they get involved? I mean, you have other projects in the works, so if I'm a Black actress or a Black actor, you know, how can folks, you know, try to get involved and get on the show? Because, I mean, come on, can you get a cameo? What's going on? When's Celi gonna be on?
Yeah, that's a great question. You know, one of the things we launched this month is a new talent call or a talent search. You know, like she said, we're about to roll out some really great content over the next few months. So obviously we need cast members, you know, and we want to have it where we, you know, leverage certain cast members on multiple properties. But at the end of the day, you know, we need unique cast members who can carry some of the stories. And, you know, also, I mean, we also want to accept some submissions if possible for content from writers, and you know, we're always accepting content for music and, you know, graphic designers, and we just, you know, like to work with independent content creators as much as possible. So, you know, go to missandrealewis.com, click on talent. You can actually see the submission process for the audition and the talent search, and then, you know, email us about submissions, and you know, obviously we'll take care of a formal process, but you know, we just want to have a pipeline where we can start to push out more content. You know, hopefully we can look at some obviously network television opportunities, and also, you know, some independent features as well. So.
Ooh, yeah, there is a lot of things going on in the factory. You guys aren't playing. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I just want to, you know, I get all excited about these things. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's been hanging with us here on the Black Actress Hangout. Make sure you hashtag Black Actress Hangout. I see you guys out there on Twitter who are hashtagging. Thanks for checking in with us. Make sure, as Brian said, that you go on MissAndreaLewis.com, where you'll be able to see all things Miss Lewis. One of my favorite things that she does is her Self-Love Saturdays, all about loving yourself. If you don't know about that, check that out too. Just a shameless little plug for you, Miss Lewis.
Hey now, love yourself.
I do. But before we go, I just want everyone to just give a quick shout out. One of the things I like to do sometimes when I have people from a specific show on here, to say what your favorite line is, a line that's memorable, that you love, and you'll just say a line that you like, because, you know, from a director's perspective, and then how folks can follow your, from the show, like what your favorite line from the show, and how folks can stay in tune and follow you guys and see what's going on and check out your Twitters, Instagrams, and all of that. So we can start with whoever wants to go first.
Oh my gosh, the pressure.
I know, that's a hard one.
My favorite line. My favorite line is it is probably from season 1, episode 5, bumping into Romeo on the streets. Oh, the Romeo.
That was mine.
That's funny.
It's perfect. It's like I loved it so much, and it's said with such innocence, and so I love that whole exchange, the whole thing.
That's such a funny scene.
Yeah.
I would say season 2, that dang on girls hangout with the wine and look at God. Look. I've never.
That was good.
And I was like, and then I didn't realize Izzy was saying, won't he do it? Won't I didn't even pick up. I was even watching it live, and I didn't even pick up on it. I'm like, y'all are sound like some old Southern black women.
Terrible.
The cry with the check. It was like, I mean, I've been there.
Real.
I've been there, son.
It was real.
It's
real.
That's real.
Oh gosh, it's so hard, but I think I'm gonna say it's in the trailer. The episode hasn't come out yet, but believe you me, I was deading that entire scene when Francesca Francesca says that she has facial blindness and she can't remember anyone. That entire scene, I was just killing myself. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I would say that. And in terms of keeping in contact, I'm on Instagram. I know I'm so behind, but I'm finally on there trying to make it happen. So my handle is at Allison with 3 L's EC. It's all over the place, so it shouldn't be too hard to find. I'm out there.
Will, what's your line?
Will, are you there with us?
Thinking.
All right, well, I'll say my line.
Oh, were y'all talking to me? My connection was low. Sorry.
Yes. We were talking to you. Staring at the screen.
I think I have like 3 favorite lines, and it's only from this last episode. One of them was when Romeo said, "Oh, my dingle," when the girl junk. The whole Jamaican phone call with the ackee and the saltfish and the cuckoo. And then, when Andrea was like, "Random men are gonna come to my house."
Yeah. Yeah.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
I think I died.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
I think I died. That was
from my career.
That was. I think that was what I was talking about when moments go too far. I think we did a lot of that this season.
Yeah. That was the only problem. There's too many funnies. There's just too many.
Maybe you guys do like a takeouts, like simply just post all the takeouts.
Yeah.
And Will, where can folks follow you? What's your handle? Or is that right there?
Right here at Will Alexander. Twitter, Instagram, it's all the same.
Woo. All right. Well, on that note, I'm Mr. Curry Goat on Instagram. I've also started the Goat movement a few years ago with some buddies of mine. We're doing like sketch comedy stuff. Our first thing is a 90s R&B boy band tribute kind of comedy thing going on. And we have our own Go Boy Entertainment, at Go Boy Entertainment on Instagram. So follow me there also. And maybe we can do a mashup with Jungle Wild Production. I didn't even realize all this stuff was going on, but I'm trying to create content for maybe more of the Comedy Central route, but you never know. We could always use help with you amazing producers back there. So holla at me. We creating stuff. We in the street, you know what I mean? So yeah, Mr. Curry Goats and Goat Boy Entertainment. That's me. Rob Vincent.
Awesome.
And Brian.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit more boring. I mean, obviously, Look at Guy has been my favorite, but I think I'm gonna go with a quote from Jennifer Lewis from first season, where she talks about you got to be happy on your way to happy, and she was kind of really dishing out some real shit there, just because that's what this show is all about. Is about being positive and just keeping on when all the challenges, everything hits you, and you just got to stay positive and stay happy, and know that another line of happy is coming. So that's it. But you guys don't even follow me. Just follow Black Actress and Miss Andrea Lewis. I'm not even that big, to be honest. My focus is just to build the company. So
I'm about to create Instagram for you called Brian Superman.
Yes, Brian's the best. People need to know.
Yeah,
he's the man.
You need your own, bro.
He's on.
Well, Miss Lewis, you can sign us out and let everyone know when, where, and how to watch Black Actress.
Well, okay, so thank you to everybody who joined us on this chat and who was hashtagging and sending in questions. I appreciate guys so much, and we appreciate you for just all of the love that we've gotten, not only on season 1 but right now on season 2. The comments and everybody's just been so positive. It's like it's overwhelming. It's so nice to see how many people support this show and support what we're doing, and so I'm really happy and excited about that. So make sure episode 2 this Thursday on my channel. That's youtube.com/Andrea Lewis channel. And you can follow Black Actress on Instagram @BA Web Series, on Twitter @BA Web Series, and you can just go to my site, MissAndreaLewis.com, and you'll find literally every single thing there. So, but again, thank you, Celi. Thank this girl, Celi, for being the girl and just coming
Where's the applause?
and hosting it with us.
Oh, yeah, my
This.
That's so cool. I get to do one. Yeah, guys, thanks for hanging here on the Black Actress Hangout. I'm your host, Celi Chapman, a.k.a. host of Celi Hangout. If you don't know about Celi's Hangout, then check me out at Celi Hangout and see what we got going on there. We're all about inspiring artists and empowering them, and that's how I connected with Andrea. She's such an inspiring and empowering woman in this business, and I always believe that it's about how we can build each other up to do this together and not tear each other apart. And she's a woman who has the same kind of vision as me, and so we're out here to win, and so I want to be part of her journey, part of helping her win and how I can give to her. So that's what this is all about. And if you are in this business and want to do this for the long haul, you should be worrying about what you can give to it instead of what you can take from it. That's all I got for y'all. I love y'all, and make sure you check us out on MissAndreaLewis.com. If you missed the live hangout from the beginning, you'll be able to see it on her channel and my channel as well. Bye, y'all.